Well, hey, Life Group TV, it's great to see you guys. And today we talked about this concept, mistaken identity. In other words, you're not who you think you are. And we looked at the life of Jacob at the start of a brand new series called The Same God. And we looked at Jacob's life and we uncovered that Jacob went through some things. He had a family, he had possessions, he had wealth, he had all these different things in life that you might need. He had status. Seemingly he had it all, but it wasn't quite enough. And we pick up the story in Genesis where he wrestles with God. He has an encounter with God and he is forever changed. And God, in that wrestling match, he gives him a new name, Israel, which means victorious, which means prince. And you know his old name, Jacob, it actually meant deceiver. That meant liar, that meant heel grabber. And you know, what an amazing transformation Jacob had then with that encounter with God. And through that story, we picked out some key points to help us today have a defined and a clear identity. The first thing is stop striving. Stop striving. Stop trying to be someone you were never designed to be. Stop trying to chase after all of those possessions, all of those things, those relationships, all of those status, like we're going for that new job, it defines who we are. Stop chasing after those things. Just stop striving. The second thing was surrender. Jacob surrendered. He's down on the ground. His hip is out of socket after this wrestling match that he has. He's in a position of complete surrender. But what did he do? He didn't let go. He didn't let go because God wanted Jacob to know that when you don't let go of him, you're victorious. You have the ultimate victory through God. And the third thing that we can learn from the story of Jacob is remember who he says we are and remember who he is. This is two parts. The first thing is we've got to remember, we've got to look at God's word in who he says we are. He says we're loved. He says we're victorious. He says we're strong, and that's only possible through him. Second part is to remember who he is. I think that when we know who God is, then we really know who we are. Our identity is clear. And we fast forwarded, right, to Exodus 3, where Moses has got the burning bush. God shows up in the burning bush and he asked God the same question that Jacob asked God. He's like, well, suppose I go to the Israelites and tell them the God of your fathers has sent me to you. What should I call him? And God speaks and he says something that's going to be a revelation for you, for me. And he says, say to the Israelites, when they want to know who I am, tell them the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, Jacob's father, and the God of, and I'm thinking he's going to say Israel. I'm thinking he's going to say Israel, because if you were God, wouldn't you want to be the God of the good side of Jacob? Wouldn't you want to be the God of the guy that was changed in the wrestling match? Wouldn't you want to be the God of the guy with the new name, which means victorious? But he didn't say that. He said, I'm the God of Jacob too. In other words, I'm not just the God of your victories, I'm the God of your defeats. I'm not just the God of your success, I'm the God of your struggle. I'm the God of Jacob. So today, all you have to do in order to have a defined identity is three simple things. It's a three-step process. You have to stop, surrender, and remember. Stop, surrender, and remember. And when you do those three things, your identity will become clear. And our hope for you throughout this series is that you would come to understand that the same God working way back then in Jacob's life is the same God today. He's the God of the generations. He's the rock of ages. He is consistent. He is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. And today, you need to know that you've got a mistaken identity because your identity is really found in God, our maker and our creator. And hey, I hope today's message has been challenging. I hope it's been encouraging. And we really hope that you have a really good time in life group discussing today's message. Thank you so much. Have an amazing week.